Basically, yeah.
Now, at first, initially, he's annoyed.
But his voice, the voice is still the same as his was, even though it's got Tom Cruise's mouth.
It's got a bit of both.
A little bit different.
Who's doing it? But okay, sorry, just practically, who is doing the voiceover then for the?
It's Tom now.
So
He's
Tom's
acting.
sort of doing an impression of this actor.
Brian's inside Tom.
His name is Brian, but when you look at it on the telly, when the camera whoozes round, and you see him sat in his bed, it's Tom Cruise.
Sure.
Right. Okay.
His girlfriend's over the moon because she loves Tom Cruise.
Right.
He's gutted because he couldn't stand him. He can't stand the films. He's thinking,
yeah, but he must be thinking, I look like Tom Cruise, one of the most loved actors of his generation.
Yeah. No, you'd think so, but he's not, because he's in shock. Remember, he was expecting to see himself, and when he looks in the mirror, he sees someone else.
Yeah, it must be shocking. Yeah.
So
also the voice.
He's going, I can't stand this, and she's going, calm down, you'll get used to it. I don't want to get used to it, and she's sort of saying, look, you're alive.
Right.
Stop moaning.
Yeah.
Brian, stop moaning, Brian. She's calling him Brian, I assume.
She says...
And Tom Cruise just had a sort of donor card that allowed his body to be given away, did it?
Yeah, it's the future.
Right.
This is 2013, Steve. Things have changed.
Clearly.
Right.
But
what's his girlfriend's name?
Claire
and Brian. Okay, great. Just a different body, just a slightly different look.
All right, so he's seen that he looks like Tom Cruise. He's shocked, but he's getting used to it.
He doesn't look like him. He is him.
Okay.
No, he's not him. He's Brian, isn't he?
Yeah, but to most people, it's when he leaves the hospital.
They go, "Oh, Tom, I thought you were dead."
They're all going, "It's Tom," and he's going,
Really?
"Oh yeah," and he's going, "Oh, I knew this would happen. It's doing me head in."
Are there paparazzi? Do the paparazzi think it's Tom?
No.
Let him explain. Sorry, Rick, because you've heard this. I want to hear this story.
This is weird though, because so he looks like Tom Cruise.
So he wheels out. He's in a wheelchair.
Okay.
He's going, "I'm sick of this." The other patients are going, "Tom, I thought you were dead," and he's going,
right.
"Yeah," and he's annoyed. He gets in the car. He gets out there.
Right.
And he sees a poster up on the side of the road for Mission Impossible 8.
Hold on, though. It's finished. I thought he died while they were filming
It's not finished. But now, these days, he's shouting about films before they're made. It's like Lord of the Rings, isn't it? Yeah, they're going, Lord of the Rings is in the making. And they're going brilliant and all the hype and everything.
They put a poster up even after...
Seems premature.
No, the poster was already up.
That seems premature given that a man died during the production.
Doesn't matter.
I'd have taken the posters down.
No,
but then I don't work in Hollywood.
Right.
So the poster's up there and he sees it as he's in the car driving past.
Yeah.
And he thinks, that can't be finished.
That makes sense, yeah.
They both look at each other. This is your chance. You wanted to be an actor. This is the chance.
Yeah.
Right.
Go back to the studio. So he goes in. Hello. You don't know me. And they go, oh, we think we do. And they go, no, you don't. I'm Brian. Tom died on your film set.
Well, they must know that. They must know that Tom Cruise is dead. Because his family must have been.
All right, if you want, it makes no difference. We can tweak the script.
Right. You have, because before he was a plumber, by the way. It was a plumber who was turning up going, I'm going to finish Mission Impossible 8. So that was the
I'd much prefer that. And I can sort out your lavatory.
You get the idea.
Right, no, we don't get the idea. So this is... Brian has turned up looking like Tom Cruise. He said the film company, right, who must know that Tom Cruise died on their film set. What were they going to do?
They would have had to wrap it up. They would have had to say...
You said the posters are up.
Yes, the posters are up before they've even finished
filming.
So
they're cancelling the film until he walks in?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, so they are cancelling the film?
They're cancelling it.
Okay, so we're afraid that production has stopped on Mission Impossible 8 due to the death of Tom Cruise.
Hang on a minute.
What?
I'm Brian.
Who's Brian? Oh my God, you look exactly like Tom Cruise. Oh, have they done that thing where they put Brian's brain in Tom Cruise's body?
Yeah.
But it's not Tom Cruise. You can't act like him.
I'm an actor.
Yeah, but he was good because he was like one of the best actors.
He's not that good. I never rated him.
Yeah, but a lot of people did. And
a lot of people didn't. So let me bring in a new audience for you here. I can bring a bit to this.
Right.
So the film people. So just tell me what happens. Do they sign up the new guy?
But is it in the news? It must be in the news that.
But
Tom
are they
Cruise
pretending that it's really Tom and that Tom survived?
They can't do that.
No.
But they're quite unscrupulous.
So they've told the world that Brian is taking over. Brian, right? He used to be a plumber, but it's now
Brian who has no surname. He's like Madonna or Cher.
Exactly. Yeah. So Brian, right? Is that Brian?
It's above the title. Brian.
I bet it's Brian with a Y.
Brian with a Y in Mission Impossible 8.
This won't work. Where's Tom Cruise? It's not the same.
So this, of course, gives it a boost because
the flagging franchise has been rejuvenated.
The press, the news that's out there,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise in his new film.
Well, it's not Tom Cruise. They can't say that.
Well, it is though. When you look at it and you go, "Oh, it's Tom Cruise."
Well, no, you got to say a bloke that looks like Tom Cruise.
The body
in
of
his
Tom
new-
Cruise.
Yeah.
The acting ability of Brian. In a new movie.
Mission Impossible 8, starring the bones and skin and stuff of Tom Cruise with Brian's
Oh,
brain.
forget
Do
it.
you like Tom Cruise's face, but not his acting? And you'll enjoy Mission Impossible 8?
Can't be bothered.
Oh, Mission Impossible 8 from the people who brought you the first 7 and the hair of the bloke who was in the first 7, but with Brian doing all the lines. It's Brian. It's some guy I've never heard of on the 7th sequel.
No, wait, sorry, I really want to hear the ending of this movie. Please let me ask questions. You had your chance to ask him questions.
Right.
So where are we? In a sort of 90-minute running time of a movie, where are we now in the film? Are we about two-thirds of the way through?
We're close to the end. I'd
Okay,
say.
so
close to the
Mission
end.
Impossible 8 has been made. So what's the end of our movie? Not of Mission Impossible 8, but the movie you're making. What's the ending there?
Do we ever get to see him in Mission
I
Impossible
think,
8?
yeah, but I think what happens is he becomes the person who he never liked,
Right.
and it's. I just want to get across the moral that who are we? Are we the people in our body or the people we look like? What's important in life? Is it the way you look or the way you think? And he changes because he looks like Tom Cruise. He becomes the man he never liked.
But you see, to me, just from the outsider's point of view, even if I was to accept all the other premise of this movie, which is clearly horseshit, what would have been more interesting is that they don't tell the world that it's a new guy, that they tell the world it's Tom and that they've brought him back to life.
He'll have that.
That seems more interesting because
he
then
dropped
there's
the plumber.
tension. They're lying to the world, and this guy, he's getting the glory that he always wanted as an actor, but he's lying, and that's a more interesting tension. Is he going to
Yeah.
declare, actually, I'm not really Tom, I'm Brian, I've been lying to you all, and that seems like a more interesting dilemma. Instead, we've brought back the walking corpse of Tom Cruise with another man's mind. I mean,
But I think
if the
people-
whole world's accepting of that,
Yeah.
No, but you
Yeah.
do want to see that. I think I think a lot of people would just want to see it for that morbid factor of my God.
yeah, but but this is. You mean they want to see your film because of this morbid factor?
Yeah, this is a fiction.
This is a fiction. This didn't really happen. You mean the final act of the film is us seeing Mission Impossible 8, starring the real Tom Cruise playing just his own cadaver, and I mean it's an Oscar-winning performance from Tom. I don't know how he's keeping in check who he is.
What's his girlfriend think of this?
Who's
Brian's.
she's loving it, isn't she? Because she always liked Tom Cruise. She's over
What
the
did
moon.
Brian look like? Just out of interest.
He's just sort of an older looking.
Well, who would play him? Who would play him in this film?
Probably. It's got to be American. I'm not that. What's his name? The bloke who was in Cheers, probably.
Ted
Ted
Danson.
Danson.
Ted Danson.
So Ted Danson is Brian. So Claire, right?
This is so confusing because Ted Danson's supposed to be someone that we've never heard of, even though he's Ted Danson, and Tom Cruise is playing himself, the famous actor Tom Cruise, who is now inhabited by Ted Danson, who's not Ted Danson.
Ted Danson as Brian.
Ted Danson as Brian, as Tom Cruise, as Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible 8. Wow.
So have you got a title yet?
No, I just wanted to know if you're in.
Surely the wife of Brian.
The wife of Brian.
Who's played Claire?
I'm up for you. You know, that's why I've come to you. I thought
There's
you'd
an
know.
obvious suggestion.
Okay, so-
Rebecca
okay.
De Mornay.
Okay. Yeah.
She is so hot after The Love of a Brain, or whatever it was called.
You wanna go where everybody knows your name? It's Brian. Well, that's about it for this special free guide to in aid of Red Nose Day, Comic Relief.
If you have enjoyed this, or even if you haven't, please make a contribution, big or small, to Comic Relief, you can visit rednoseday.com to do that. We'd appreciate it. Little Richard Curtis would appreciate it. He's definitely going to get an OBE at some point, if not a knighthood.
Yeah. Give him both. Carl, look at it this way. Supposing people come to this, they didn't like The Office, Extras, me, Steve, Idiot Abroad, The Ricky Gervais Show, didn't like any of that, but they thought, hold on, they're doing something for charity, I'll check this out. They've had a whale of a time, they've laughed at everything, they're going to go and buy all the guides, still available on iTunes now.
That is shameless. Also, I'm doing a live stand-up comedy tour at the end of the year.
You can check out the details on rickygervais.com. Just do something for charity, or not. It's up to you. So it's goodbye from me, Ricky Gervais, and thank you. Goodbye from Stephen Merchant.
Goodbye.
And from the little round-headed buffoon that is Karl Pilkington, it's a goodbye.
Alright.